Hi, everybody. My name is Robin Bates, and for those of you who haven't met me yet or are new to the Charter, I am the Charter's mental health specialist, aka school counselor. My hours this year are 8 to 4 on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and my office is located up here in the high school at the top of the hill, the new high school. There is a little path from the lower campus that kind of leads up to our building. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'm happy to meet people one-on-one or have phone calls. I'll have some groups coming up, and I love to go into the classrooms. I should be going into each classroom probably about once a month this year at least, just to bring in mental health topics and teach some skills and do some fun activities. So I look forward to that. The theme this year is the rebuild, for I think pretty obvious reasons, right? We're rebuilding our relationships and our community and our resilience and our sense of safety and all those wonderful things that make us a healthy community. So this video, I'm gonna introduce a concept that I think most of us have heard of, and it's about awareness. So, and mindfulness and how those can help us in very simple but powerful ways. So right now, I want you to think about or just notice everything that's going on around you right now, just in your immediate space. You know, what's around you, what's happening around you, what do you hear, what do you see, what do you sense? Could be the temperature of the air. What do you feel, like your body on the seat that you're sitting on? So just pay attention to it, just all the details of what's happening right now. And then you can also pay attention to what's happening internally. So your breathing, the words that I'm using. It could be the thoughts moving through your mind. I like to think of thoughts as kind of like if you're looking at a computer screen and, you know, each thought would be a tab that's open. And we push open a tab, and that's what we're kind of thinking about in the moment. But we've got several that are still there, open, ready for us to push. So which ones are you kind of floating through your mind right now? And your feelings. So there's always some feeling. Usually there's about 4 or 5. Usually there's a main one, you kind of drop in and you just kind of experience what your main one is, and then maybe a couple more will pop up, and then if you just explore even deeper, there may be a few more. Usually there's a soup of emotions that are happening all the time in us in different places in our bodies. So it's a lot going on right in this moment, and the moment just passed. So all of those things have changed. There's now, the air is a little bit different. It's always changing, right? The sounds that I hear outside of the room have changed. I'm using different words than I did before. Now I'm thinking, about sort of the idea of a moment passing so quickly. And now that moment has changed. So really the only thing we have is our awareness in the moment, and that is always changing, even our emotions. So an emotion really only lasts, according to research, about 60 seconds. And the reason why it feels like they last so much longer is because the emotion, we had a thought about the emotion, which then created the same emotion again. So we're kind of having a series of 60-second emotions back to back. And sometimes they'll change, like your thought changes a little, so your emotion will kind of morph into something else, right? And I'm sure we've all experienced that. So everything's happening in this one single moment. And that's really all mindfulness is just being aware of your internal and your external environment. And if you do this on a regular basis, there's all kinds of, clinically they have shown that there's so many health benefits to practicing mindfulness every day. So I'm going to read out a list from this book, DBT Skills Workbook for Teens. Fantastic book. I just got it off Amazon. And I want you to either write down on a paper, just mark number, or you could just kind of count in your mind, right? Or on your fingers. How many of these statements are true for you recently? Okay? Or have been true for you recently. Number 1, you walked to school this morning, or walked to the bus stop, or even to your car, but you can't remember actually doing it. Number 2, you're attending class and your mind begins to wander. And when you come back to class, you have no idea what the teacher's talking about. Well, that's happened to me. It's always scary. Number 3, you're having an argument with a friend and you're already cooking up the rebuttal in your head before they're done talking. Have you done this? I have. Or I'm like, I know what I'm going to say next and I'm just perfecting it in my mind while they're still talking to me. And meanwhile, I'm not absorbing what they're saying. The next one is you follow a train of thought in your head while you're reading. And then you resume focus and you need to start reading from the beginning all over again. So this just happened to me recently because I'm reading this great book about Hamilton's wife. And I started reading one night and I started thinking about, I was thinking about like what time I had to get up in the morning. And there were a couple extra things I had to do. And I don't know why or how, but my mind was able to keep reading while I was thinking about this. So the words were being read, but none of it was being absorbed. So I literally had to go back like 2 or 3 pages and start over. These are all very common. Okay, the next one is you walk into a room to get something but forget what it was. Next one is you put something away in one of your drawers and moments later you can't remember which one. This is true for the classroom too. Have you ever the teacher tells you to put your pencils away or something and you do, but now, the next time you need them, you don't remember where you put them. Or you're washing dishes and you're thinking of something else and you end up washing the same dish for too long. Or in my case, I can't remember if I actually washed it or I'm starting to wash it or I finished washing it. The next one is you're playing a song on a musical instrument and you lose track of where you are in the song. Now, for those of you who are musicians, I get this because I was in a band for many years and there were times at a gig with an audience, my mind has drifted off to think about something while I'm singing a song. And then I panic because I'm like, oh gosh, where am I in the song? And I have to sort of reorient myself. The next one is you open your laptop to do one task, but end up doing something completely different and realize only later. You zone out while taking a shower and you forget whether you've washed your hair or not. So if I'm in a hurry and I get in the shower, I no longer am in a hurry. I can't be in a hurry in the shower. My mind goes somewhere else. So these are all very common ways that we become unmindful throughout our day. So I want to challenge you to pick one of these things or a different thing, something that you do that's really simple that you do every day, and see if you can be extremely mindful about it, like brushing your teeth. Like really pay attention to what's happening. Your toothbrush, look at your toothbrush, slowly put the toothpaste on. Like see if you can mindfully do this simple task and then notice how you feel afterwards. When your mind focuses in that way, where you're really absorbing all these multiple experiences all at once in the moment, your heart rate can fall, your breathing rate can fall, your mind quiets down, your fight or flight system changes to a different system, so you're no longer in that sort of fight or flight, emergency, sympathetic nervous system type of state. A lot happens chemically when we do this very simple thing. So if you want to reach out, send me an email, let me know how it goes. Let me know what you did at rbates@slvusd.org. I would love to hear. So I'm going to do one more activity with you. And you may need to pause right now because you need to get something that has a second hand on it. So a watch, your phone, something that will keep the time and the seconds for you, okay? So pause and come back if you need to. Okay, so here we go. Very simple. I want to know what your concept of time is. And this is another really good activity to do to bring yourself back to the moment. So I want you to note the time that you're going to start doing this. And then you're going to look away from your timepiece. And you're going to try and look back when you think it's been a minute. Okay? So pause it right now and go ahead and try this exercise, and I'm going to do it too. Okay. So when I did this activity, I came back 15 seconds early. I did it right before I did this video. And so it taught me that, wow, I think I'm in a bit of a hurry. I think my concept of time is a little faster than it really is. So note, when did you look? When did you think it was a minute? Was it before it was a minute? Was it after it was a minute? These are all ways that you can kind of bring yourself back and alter your sense of time. It's a really fun thing to do. It's another thing you can do this week and practice. And it's also another little form of mindfulness. So if you'd like to reach out, please do. I hope I see all of you around the campus over the next coming weeks. Parents, reach out if you'd like to. Stay tuned for some groups and classes, and I'll have a newsletter coming out pretty soon. Thank you. Bye.